Bitmine Immersion Technologies has been one of those ticker sensations that flirts with many identities. A software play tied to immersion cooling and compute infrastructure, an institutional-style crypto treasury, and a higher-risk, higher-volatility play that traders watch when they want a roller coaster day. Lately, coverage has leaned into the company's software and immersion story. The idea that cooling racks of GPUs and ASICs with liquid or other immersion tech is a more efficient way to scale compute, and that narrative has made investor sentiment swing quickly. In plain terms, when the theme is hot, Bmnr is on the radar. When the narrative cools, the stock can follow. Why the software plus immersion framing moves markets? 3 short reasons. Narrative multiplier. Investors love neat stories. We cool GPUs with liquid, and that saves energy, is a tidy narrative that fits ESG/efficiency plus crypto mining plus AI compute. When a company ties itself to an exciting theme, flows and headlines follow, and headline flows mean volatility. Sentiment sensitivity. The software/immersion framing is not a slow-burn industrial pitch, it's an innovation story. Narrative investments change quickly as news, demo, contract, or an analyst note arrives. If the market reads coverage that immersion is the future, the stock spikes. If a counter-narrative appears, regulation, a competitor, the stock dips. Cross-sector exposure. Bmnr sits at the intersection of data center hardware, crypto infrastructure, and software services. That means it gets picked up by multiple investor tribes, crypto bulls, AI/compute bulls, and special situation traders. Cross-tribe interest amplifies reactions. So yes, headlines about being a software player for immersion are not cosmetic. They change who pays attention and how much emotion the stock attracts. That makes Bmnr a volatile, higher beta name, exactly what the investors watching for higher risk, higher return opportunities want. Bmnr scores 2/6 on some valuation checklist. That's a simple diagnostic. Out of 6 criteria you use, could be revenue multiples, profitability, balance sheet health, cash flow, growth sustainability, and valuation relative to peers. The exact items don't matter for the story. Bmnr only clears 2. The immediate takeaways. It is cheap on some metrics, we'll see PB below, but it fails enough other checks that the overall score is low. A low composite score doesn't mean sell immediately. It means, if you like risk, you need to know why the company failed certain checks, and whether you think those issues are solvable, temporary, or structural. PB. Bmnr trades at 1.25x. Peers and industry trade much higher. Bitmine Immersion Technologies currently trades on a price-to-book (P/B) ratio of about 1.25x. That number alone is moderately inexpensive. A P/B near 1 means the market is valuing the business at roughly the accounting value of its net assets. But context is always king. By the way, if you are getting value from this video so far and want more like this, please like the video, it means much to us, and hit the subscribe button, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Software industry average P/B 3.36x. Peer group average P/B, your dataset 13.52x. 2 quick, careful comparisons. Percent differences. Bmnr's P/B is approximately 62.8% lower than the broader software industry average. Bmnr's P/B is approximately 90.75% lower than the peer group average in your dataset. What that implies, the market is valuing Bmnr at a meaningful discount to both the broader software industry and its specific peer set. That could be because Bmnr's balance sheet is relatively conservative, book value per share is strong, or because the market doubts the company's ability to earn returns on those assets. In other words, the market might see a lot of assets but not trust management to convert them into sustained profit. Why the fair ratio matters and why it's missing for Bmnr. Simple Wall Street's fair ratio is a proprietary adjustment for PB that attempts to normalize for company-specific attributes, expected earnings growth, margins, size, sector dynamics, and unique risk factors. It's more nuanced than simply comparing PB to an industry mean because it tries to answer, what should this company trade at, given its future prospects and risks? For Bmnr, you said no fair ratio is available. That lack of a fair ratio is itself a data point. Why might there be no fair ratio? Simple reasons include insufficient reliable forward earnings estimates, extreme volatility in fundamentals, or company peculiarities, large crypto treasury, staking revenue, uneven revenue recognition that makes standardized modeling unstable. What it means, without a tailored benchmark, raw P/B comparisons lose some of their power. The stock could be cheap for a reason, or it could be mispriced because the standard models don't capture Bmnr's unique asset mix, crypto holdings plus software plus infrastructure. Analyst 12-month price targets for Bmnr, average $43, range $39 to $47. Average $43, high $47, low $39 based on 4 analysts. How does that compare to the current price, $30.87? Let's translate to implied upside, approximate, simple percentages average target, $43, versus current price $30.87, implied upside is almost equal to 39.3%. High target, $47, versus current price $30.87, implied upside is almost equal to 52.3%. Low target, $39, versus current price $30.87, implied upside is almost equal to 26.3%. What this means, the consensus of these 4 analysts expects a meaningful increase from current levels, in the 26% to 52% range depending on whose view you follow. Analysts may be assuming improvement in sentiment, execution on Maven or similar initiatives, revenue growth from software contracts, or simply a re-rating back toward industry multiples. Possible reasons for the discount to peers. Execution uncertainty. Investors may doubt whether Bmnr can actually translate immersion tech and software into recurring profits at scale. A lot of capital could be tied up in hardware or R&D that hasn't started producing high-margin revenue yet. Asset composition and risk. Bmnr's mix of physical infrastructure, crypto exposure, if any, and software creates valuation complexity. If parts of the balance sheet are seen as illiquid or risky, book value warrants a discount. Liquidity and investor base. Smaller, more volatile names often trade at lower multiples because institutional buyers prefer larger, more liquid comparables. The peer group average may include larger, higher growth names deserving premium multiples. Bmnr is a toolbox full of cool instruments. The market is asking, can the craftsman actually build furniture people will pay for? If not, the toolbox is just heavy. Valuation beyond P/B, scenario analysis and real option thinking. When a company fails standard tests or lacks a fair ratio, a useful approach is scenario analysis, not to predict precisely, but to frame what the current price implies under different outcomes. Here's a compact framework you can use for Bmnr, base, moderate, case. The company shows gradual revenue growth, the software/immersion narrative converts to modest contracts, and the P/B multiple reverts toward the lower end of industry comparables. Equity returns are driven by modest multiple expansion and steady earnings progress. Analyst average, $43, fits this path. Bull case, rapid adoption of immersion solutions by data centers/crypto farms, successful deployment of scalable software and recurring revenue, and institutional recognition leads to multiple expansion toward peer group medians. In this case, current price seriously understates intrinsic value. Bear case, technical problems, slower adoption, or aggressive capital raises dilute shareholders and maintain low market confidence. The stock could trade down, perhaps closer to tangible book. Note this as well. Daniel 7 verses 25 to 27 tells us, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him." Want more information about the books of prophecy? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: "I stayed until the end." Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe, and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage us to continue bringing to you more insightful videos. Do not miss out on our future videos. All I am asking is your subscription. Thank you for joining me today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's love.